Phipps Clark was basically a psychologist. With the help of her husband, they basically went on a life journey to help black kids in need. They were psychologists. So Dr. Mamie was born April 18th, 1917 in Hot Springs, Arizona. And even though Dr. Mamie grew up in a time with segregated schools and even the Great Depression, she was able to persevere through school. She was a very, very smart kid. And when she graduated, she ended up going to Howard University to further her education. Though she was originally wanting to study like math and physics to become a teacher, she felt like her passion and her purpose was something different, and she ended up pursuing psychology. This is also where she met her husband. This guy right here is her husband, Kenneth Clark, and together they decided to pursue a career in psychology. And while Dr. Mamie was studying to get her master's for psychology, she started working for a man named Charles Hamilton Houston as his secretary. Charles Hamilton Houston was a lawyer for the NAACP, and he basically went around trying his best to stop segregation and speak out about it. And Dr. Mamie was so inspired by Charles's work with African American children and going to nurseries and basically working with kids, the work that they did together. This is what inspired Dr. Mamie to work with children. So from 1939 to 1940, the Clarks basically published 3 articles that were containing her thesis on African American children and the surveys she did with up to 150 kids. Now, you guys have to understand, when Dr. Mamie started her graduate studies in psychology, the field was still characterized by scientific racism, which was a pseudoscientific field or pseudoscientific theory for white supremacy, basically. It was her goal to basically make people understand that that's not right, and that especially it's not right when it comes to the children, you know? Dr. Mamie became the first black woman to graduate Columbia with a PhD in 1943. She then became a refuge psychologist at a home for homeless little girls, and she realized there that that is where the lack was, black kids. Dr. Mamie died August 15th, 1983 at the age of 66 due to lung cancer. But before she died, Dr. Mamie was also the one who founded the doll test, which is the test where you put a white doll and a black doll in front of kids and you did a study on which one they liked more. And the study was the white dolls, unfortunately. And that, along with many things and many other prospects of her work, is what led Dr. Mamie to be one of the most influential people of the time. She even testified against court for the Brown versus Board of Education for segregation, and that's one of the reasons why segregation was abolished. I mean, she wasn't the reason why segregation was abolished, but she was there and she helped and she put her foot forward. And this is why we should all give a hand to Dr. Mamie Phipps Clark, everyone.